I wonder what that'll be though with mobile. Like, I mean, I don't honestly play a lot of mobile games, if I'm to be honest about it. I've played Jurassic Park, World Builder, that's good. World Builder, or Park Builder, sorry. And it's alright. It's not anything I would class as particularly compelling. It's fun enough for what it is. Leave me alone, or whatever the hell you are. But you know, it's one of those games where you build you have to an objective, you build it, and then you have to wait. God knows, I don't know, a day for it to build. I'm sorry, but that's just not. It's just not fun. That's not, you know. I understand it's a casual sort of form of gaming, so it's not as. Oh god. So it's not as hardcore as proper games, but it's still not particularly. It's not compelling really to play. I don't know. People say mobile games are the future. If they are, it's not a future that I really want to be a part of, because it's just not. That's not particularly. It's just not exciting. Mobile games are, quite frankly, extremely poor. I mean, you know, there are games I've heard of that people have played and really enjoyed, like Cookie Clicker. God knows how and why, but you know, each to his own, I suppose. But I hope gaming doesn't go like that, because it just isn't. It's not gaming. It's just. Well, I mean, it's again. I'm talking from a biased point of view, so. But I just don't think that's not particularly that fun. It just doesn't. It's not interesting. Mobile games are. Oh crap. It was okay. It was on Android. It was The Hobbit. I can't remember what exactly it was called, but I think it chose a different race and built an army. But it was the same sort of thing. You had to wait hours upon hours to actually, or days to do anything. You know, which is all right, but it's just not that interesting, if you ask me, from a gaming point of view. I know E3 is coming up next month. I think it's June 12th, I believe it is. So I'll be definitely watching that. Like I recommend a lot of gamers do, because it's a lot of fun. Leave me alone, you sod. And it's always exciting. Although, I mean, as I've said many times, I don't own the PS4 or Xbox One, so. But from what I've seen of the systems, not really that much particularly. That's really that exciting. From what I've seen so far, console-wise, I'm sure things will hopefully get better this year. I know Bloodborne has done quite well on PS4. I've tried the whole Dark Souls thing. I even own Dark Souls. Oh god, what was it called? Prepare to Die edition, I think it was called. I played it. Just didn't hold my attention for very long. It's very, very hard. People say it's not hard at all, but it just, to me, it just came across as sort of cruel and relentless for the sake of being cruel and relentless. There was people say, "Oh, it's a challenge." I was like, you know, but yeah, I can understand if someone enjoys that. It's not my cup of tea as such, but I get it. You know, if you enjoy that sort of thing, then fair enough. It just it didn't rock my boat. Let's put it that way. That's a term I'll probably never use again. Right, I am not lost, but I'm sort of looking for an extra life, or those bags of weird cards or whatever they are. I've gone the wrong way. Oh, it doesn't matter. Thank God for that. No more killer fish. They like What on earth is this? Oh, I remember this, yeah. If you play as Mickey, sorry, Donald, this is quite funny, because he'll go underneath that and he'll get his back end of his arse stuck, which is pretty funny. And literally in co-op, you have to literally pull it. What the hell is this? This looks like a meth dealer's dream. What on earth? Oh, I can't afford to be hit either. So, shrimp? Oh God. I like the, I like that I've just died. Yeah, I like the elegance in a lot of these old games. Like, they don't have a great deal of sort of horsepower to work with in terms of from a graphics, standpoint and that. And I don't know, it's just, they do make a lot of this look amazing, considering what, if you actually look at the specs of these systems, and you can understand them by what on earth? They're quite low spec, really, but I kind of think that's what. I think that I'm awful at this game. They sort of seem to have made a. I don't know. They just seem to try it. Okay. A great deal more than a lot of games developers do today. As I said, there's a certain elegance to these old games that you just don't seem to see anymore. Not to mention that, what on earth is that? Oh, some sort of invincibility. Been interesting. Would have been useful if I'd actually had some enemies around me. But anyway, yeah. So games today are good. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know. They're not. They lack. Damn! Oh, that was close. They lack something. I don't really know what it is. I mean, I've had a lot of decent console experiences with the last gen PS3 and Xbox 360, but nothing really. There's an interesting article you can read, or actually it's a video, in fact, on. It's on GameSpot, and it's a. Oh, I'm trying to know what it's called now. It's either. Is it On the Spot, or is it? I mean, the guy's name is. Danny, oh God, what's his name? Danny O'Dyer. He's from Ireland, and he has a lot of interesting things to say about how anyone at the age. I really suck at this. Anyone who's at the age of about late 20s, 28, 27 onwards, sort of will probably find games today to be. They're not evolving as quickly as they used to be. The old days, like PlayStation, Nintendo 64, hell, you could even. I'd never owned one, but even stuff like Sega Saturn. That generation of games and moving upwards, there was a big sort of evolution. Games got better and better and better, but you can never make that last one. But now games, they don't really get better. Well, from a graphics standpoint, they get better, but it's just the same rehashed sort of stuff all the time. If you look at Call of Duty, for instance, it's the same. I mean, I've played Advanced Warfare, which I believe was the latest game, up until recently when they announced, I believe it was Black Ops 3. Oh God, oh God, oh God. And literally, oh, you son. It's just the same. It's the same formula, just with a tweak or two. It's just boring. It's not. I mean, it sells millions, so people obviously still enjoy it, but it just comes across as sort of... It's the same with Battlefield's biggest issue, is that they want to be Call of Duty. It's kind of, well, from what I've seen, you know, and Battlefield to me, I've always felt is probably it's a better game in my opinion, but COD, you know, people like the COD, they like the Twitch shooting, which is understandable because it's people have gotten used to that for so many years. But if you look at the game engines for COD, for instance, it is very sort of, oh god, let me in. Alright, that's dirty. The engines are they all look very, very bland and very, very similar. They're not what I'd class as, hello? What are you gonna do? Come on. What's he doing? Yeah, they're quite bland, the engines, they just look, and I've just never really cared about the campaigns on Call of Duty. You sod. I don't know why this is so hard, it's just quite hard to avoid the enemies on this. Just not used to the Sega Mega Drive pad. Gotcha. But, I mean, Advanced Warfare wasn't too bad. So a lot of people say that the video game market may one day crash in the future. Due to just the same games all the time, that sort of okay, this is different. Due to the formula hasn't really changed in the last... Well, if you think about the games over the last 2 generations, the only thing that's really evolved is... that's interesting. Is the online connectivity with games nowadays. Other than that, you know, there's been a lot of... I wouldn't say... You know, community gaming is good, but there's also a negative aspect to that, which is a lot of, you know, antisocial behaviour, people being horrible to people for no reason at all, other than just being dicks to each other for some reason. But I mean, I've experienced a little bit of it, but I'm not really a big, as I said, COD player myself. I tend to... I don't know, what's this? Okay. This is every dentist's nightmare, I think. I have played the... I think I might have mentioned this in a previous video. There is a Castle of Illusion remake on... oops. On 360 and PS3. And I've got the original, which I borrowed off a friend. And yeah, it's not bad, but it's not... I don't know, it's not the original. A lot of this, I suppose, a lot of this is dependent on how nostalgic you are for stuff like this. This isn't a game that I would class as something I was like massively into as such as a kid, but it was still, you know, it's a fun little time killer, to say the least. Just get back up there. What the hell? Some inventive enemies, to say the least. I'd be interested to know what people would like to see video-wise on the channel game, because I don't know. YouTube's a funny old thing, knowing what's not necessarily what's popular, but what people enjoy seeing game-wise and stuff. Because there is a at this point, you know, there's so many different types of games for. I mean, I did try the whole StarCraft 2 thing at one point, but I just I struggled to sort of. What on earth? I struggled to actually play. I think I've won one game of StarCraft 2 in the whole time I've owned. Excuse me. Wings of Liberty, I think. Yeah, the first one, not the expansions, the first one, and I got absolutely annihilated. I've only won one game, and that was only because I built was that a digestive biscuit? Anyone that's saying what the hell's a digestive biscuit, it's basically just an oatmeal biscuit with chocolate on the top, and literally, oh bloody hell. Obviously I can't go up there. Whoever came up with a level design for this has got an extremely vivid imagination, let's put it that way. Alright, I don't know. And also, the first time I've ever seen it, a lot of wrestling games are coming to PC, which is beyond weird. I could never imagine playing a wrestling game on Steam. WWE, is it 2K15 is actually out on Steam, which is kind of bizarre. I suppose it makes sense though. I mean, you know, PC gamers play with controllers. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. Just like console players do, I suppose. I have actually just ordered Reaper of Souls, the Diablo 3 expansion pack. Now, I've cleared Diablo 3, and a lot of people say it's not as good as the Diablo 2, and yeah, I'd have to agree with that. But it's improved a great deal in the last. Where the hell am I going? Oh, you son! For the last couple of years, and it's I think it's well worth playing again though. From okay, where the hell do I go? This music's getting a bit grating as well, to say the least. Okay. Ah, missed. Right, we can't go this way. Oh, missed me. Generally, I'm kind of like completely. Oh, that explains a few things. No, it don't. It doesn't. I'm still lost. Okay, that's only funny once, mate. Right. Oh, right. I'm a kind of a dumbass. Gotta say, the colours on this are so vivid. It's unbelievable. It's an very old system, but I mean, what they've managed to get out of this system is quite impressive, considering. I'm trying to remember when I originally played this. I think the first time I ever played this was when I was at my cousin's in the would have been the early 90s. Would have been, where was that? Northampton, Kettering. I believe was the. I think that's what the place. Yeah, Kettering. I'm sure. What? Okay, that's different. I've never ever seen this before. I think I must have. I managed to access some sort of secret areas without knowing about it or something. Apparently I'm in space. The final frontier. Oops, shit. Damn it, I swore. First time, I think it's the first time in this video I've actually sworn. I've been trying very, very hard not to swear. Just in case any youngsters tend to view any of these videos, because the first 20 or 30 videos, particularly ones with my brother's friend, are quite high in the old swearing. I'm really getting hungry. Look at this. Chocolate cake, chocolate caramel, chocolate rolls, jelly plains. God. Some form of jelly? Oh, I've got to go through there. I wouldn't mind if anyone has any feedback, any comments about any games they can recommend for Mega Drive that are. See, I recognise there as well somewhere. I just don't know where. Oh. See, that character I recognise as well. I don't know where. Oh, wasn't that Disney film called A Sword in the is it A Sword in the Stone? I've got like flashbacks, but that's about all I can remember. Okay, what just happened? Okay, well this is some sort of bizarre Alice in Wonderland rendition. I'm not quite sure. I never liked Alice in Wonderland. I saw the Tim Burton film and thought it was just boring. And I always thought Alice in Wonderland. None of it was particularly. I don't know if it was aimed at kids, but I always found it kind of creepy. It's kind of like clowns. Clowns are not funny. Clowns need to die. Every single one of them. They need to be put into the ground. They are not funny. They are just plain creepy. There are certain things that are funny. Hang on, yeah, that's the I can't remember what he's called now. That crackhead teapot bloke. I'm sure someone's shouting in the comments that what you're talking about. But also reminds me of the villain in Wreck-It. Is it Wreck-It Ralph? Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. Nearly cocked it up then. That was not fair. Platforming, man. Oh, what? Yep. And there you go. Straight back to the beginning again. I'm not quite sure how I've been getting more lives. I've been dying more than earning lives, so... That's a bit close. Yeah, if anyone can recommend any Sega Mega Drive, GameCube, PS3, Xbox 360, Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1 games. So I'm looking for something that's going to be a challenge. I mean, I would try Ghouls and Ghosts, but I'll end up putting my head through a wall most probably, because I played, it was either Ghouls and Ghosts or Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and yeah, I played it on emulator, so it was kind of cheating because I could save I could save it at any point, but oh man, that game, I just wanted to sort of just run your head through a wall. It was so frustrating. Well, okay, that pushed me off. That's apparently also they are re-releasing, is it Dishonored HD remake or remaster on PS4 and PS4 and Xbox One apparently, which I don't really understand. They've got a mass load of new sort of gamers, from young kids to older adults, and they're releasing the same stuff all the time. It's kind of sad. I get it that some people haven't played these games, but like, it just comes off as a bit sort of lazy. It does seem to be sort of the era of HD remakes all the time. It just never seems to end. I hope, don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of buying a few HD remakes. I bought Snake Eater, the HD remake for that. I'm gonna say that was pretty good, but at the same time, it is just a remaster, Although I did notice, if you play Snake Eater, when you face the big, I've said this before, I'm sure I have. I can't remember what it's called now. The dude with the big flamethrower. If you play it on the original PS2 version of Snake Eater, or I believe there was another version called Subsistence, which apparently it gave you a better camera angle. And when I played it, it was pretty good, but it was also kind of, the frame rate was really low on the PS2 version, and I'd never noticed it until I started playing games on PC, and then it was like proper shocking how poor it actually was. But it was pretty good. Generally, I think I've missed a few levels on this. Yeah, I have. I've missed a couple of levels. Unless there's more levels in the co-op section than there is on the... Okay, press me. Now I do know for certain that this sends you back. If you pick the wrong one, it sends you all the way back, so... We're not going to have that. I don't know which one to press though. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, we'll just try them until we find the right one then, I suppose. Ah. Okay, don't remember this at all. This game's got oh, hang on a minute. It's got a lot of vivid colours. Hello there. Okay. Wow! Appears to be a hole there. Yeah, I'm sure that maybe they use the same character designs from for Wreck-It Ralph, because that looks like the character from looks like the same character that was, oh bloody hell, that was the driver in the main bad guy, the guy that went, was it Turbo, I think was the phrase. Oh boy. I don't think I've ever played this level before. I wonder if maybe the levels in co-op are slightly different to what they are in single player. Hello there. She seems friendly. Not? Oh god, that was a bit close. Yeah, I've managed to, I don't know how I've done it, but I've managed to skip at least a couple of the levels, I'm sure of that. Because there's one level where you're in like an underground cave and you have to use the old style seesaw train system that sort of, I think it went back, yeah, it goes back to about the 1900s. That was ironic, really. There's a time when Mickey Mouse was the most recognisable sort of icon in the world. I honestly don't know how popular Mickey Mouse is these days. I'm sure he's still very popular, but they were saying at one point Sonic the Hedgehog was more recognisable than Mickey, more famous than Mickey Mouse. The same with Mario, for that fact. But as I said, oh, that was dirty. Sega put together some damn good. Oh, Sega, sorry, I keep saying that. Sega and Nintendo, different companies, put together some damn good Disney games, which I don't really think. I'm trying to think of what Disney games has there been now. I know they had. Oh man, what was the Mickey Mouse game called with the paintbrush? There was two of them. I generally can't remember what they're called now. Damn it, what are they called? Yeah, you could. The second one you could play as. There was a secondary character made before Mickey Mouse that was created by the creator of Mickey Mouse that literally didn't become particularly that famous. It was only when he designed Mickey Mouse. I can't remember the name's guy, the creator, I'm afraid, but literally he's, you know, and they brought that character back in. Oh bloody! What were they called? I can't remember now. Oh bloody hell! Somebody knows. I mean, I should know, but. What were they called? I wish I could remember. Hello? if anyone can recommend a decent video video program for editing, I'm currently using Video Studio. I think it's Corel Pro X6. I'm quite curious to see what a lot of people tend to use. Obviously, it's the basic sort of. I think it was about £36 or £26, so it's a sort of an amateur sort of thing. It's got some pretty cool effects, as you can see from some of the intros I've done on some of the previous videos. But like, you know, I was just kind of very curious to see what other people use. Epic Mickey, that was it, Epic Mickey. It's come to me now. And there was also a second one called Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. And that character, I think, was... Oh, the designer is Warren Spector, who's a very famous games designer. Oswald was his name, apparently. Your adventure ends here. You can see. See, that to me looks like oh, I'm dead. That looks like the dude from Goof Troop. I can't believe I just said that. This is very, very hard. Okay, that's what's hurting me. Right, that blue stuff. Gotcha, yeah. God knows what that was. I'm sure that's the dude from Goof Troop. It looked like him to me.